I've seen the future and it will be. I've seen the future and it works. It's a Prince song from the Batman soundtrack. Alright. This is part 8. We had done it. Claus had been defeated. Santa had been... Wait a minute. 7, 8. Yeah, fine, fuck it. We had done it. Claus had been defeated. Santa had been saved. The boss even learned the true meaning of Christmas. But I couldn't stay. I had to get back to my own time, but not before taking part in the most glorious montage. Glorious montage the world had ever seen. After that, I said my goodbyes to everyone and stepped into the Zen time machine. I set the time machine for the only date I could, and pressed the button. In a flash, I disappeared from the past and materialized back in the present. I stepped out of the time machine to find myself inside a museum. Sometime during the decades since we successfully saved Christmas, the Saints had apparently forgotten that I'd be coming through that damn thing and stashed it inside a history exhibit. Not that big of a deal, except for the fact that dinosaurs are taking over the planet. Actually, that ain't too far off. No, that DLC isn't officially canon. Zinyak could come back to life. It's oh fuck it, I got time to kill. No, though I suppose there's always Saints Row 5, and we'll see if that's ever a fucking thing. This came out like 2013 and it's 2018. Yeah, so it's like 5 years ago. Moving on. Admittedly, not the most epic of options, but yes, the museum was closed for the holidays, which meant I couldn't get out unless I broke the glass with my cyber arm, which I did. The world outside was magnificent. Lights of every color sparkled on the fronts of every building. Children and grown-ups alike were making snowmen on street corners. From storefronts, I could hear carols and hymns lifting onto the streets. Christmas, and those other holidays too, had survived. I asked an orphan boy what day it was, and he told me it was Christmas Eve. There was still time. Still time! Okay, that last part didn't happen. But of course, I had come back to the day before Christmas. I had to see it. I had to really know, we had won. The first place I went was, let's pretend. I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. Fuck off. Okay, predictable, right? But look, that was actually a pretty good one for, yeah. But, I'm sorry, predictable, right? But look, after everything we'd been through and after losing him again, thanks to Twinkle, it was the first place I thought of. That would have been proof beyond proof that we'd actually changed the future. So I get a chance to do this again. Hello. But when I went to his door, he didn't answer. I knocked again, no answer. It wasn't until after I busted down his door, the cyber arm is pretty awesome, that I realized he wasn't there. No messages, no nothing. Feeling saddened and a little bit lonely, I decided to try to stop by the boss's place. No, seriously, I followed them into hell, but live with them, no way. That's because if you picked it the first time, we learned apparently the boss is a slob, and she doesn't want to go into his apartment. Kinsey's. We're like sisters, right? I figured if anyone would know where Johnny was or where anybody was, it would be Kinsey. I took a cab to her inner sanctum and knocked on that big, ugly garage door. But again, there was no answer. I thought about ripping it off the hinges, so could my cyber arm even do that? But no, she was probably off being Kinsey somewhere. Kinsey-ish. Or maybe she'd moved, I realized then that it had been a long time and people move on. Hell, people die. Maybe there were no more saints. A sobering thought with nowhere else to go. I went to the boss's place. Not gonna happen. Ben King's. Actually, I don't know where Ben lives. He's never invited me over. Huh. My place. I had bought that place outright with the cash I got from that game show. So I figured if any place had the best chance of still being around, it was my place. So I grabbed a cab and headed home. I couldn't believe nobody was around or that nobody was even there to greet me. I mean, I told them I was coming back to Christmas Eve 2035. So you think at least one of them could mark it on their calendar, or maybe just say thanks, Shaundi, for warning us about Claus and helping us turn the tide of human history, and also for saving Santa and Christmas and those other holidays too. But no, nothing for old one-eyed, one-armed Shaundi. After the cab left, I stood for a moment. In the cold December air, it was dark out, not a hint of snow. I knew I should be happy just to be home, but I felt empty, alone, sad. I was heading toward the door when I realized I didn't have my keys. I was going to have to bust down. Was I going to have to bust down my own door? Well, it turns out I didn't need to, because as soon as I got close, my sidearm turned into a lockpick. It's a mechanical limb, not a Swiss Army knife. What? But that would be cool. Yes. My house blew up. You sure have a love for theatrics, don't you? Yes, the fuck I do. That's why I'm playing Saints Row. And there he was, Johnny, that big goofy grin on his face. And it wasn't just him. It was Kenzie and Asha and Matt and Ben and Pearson, the boss. They hadn't forgotten. In fact, they all knew the one place I would eventually have to come back to. They welcomed me home with hugs and high fives and rounds of Merry Christmas. Kenzie was just telling us about how Santa had given everyone a special present as a thank you when I heard a strange yet familiar voice from the kitchen yell, "Is she here?" I don't know who it is, so I don't know what inflection to give it. A strange vibe filled the room at that point. Everybody hushed, except for Kenzie. "Oh," she said, "I suppose I should have warned you." "It's all right, Kenzie," the voice from the kitchen said. I'm sure she'll recognize me." And into the room walked another me. No cyberarm, no robot eye, short haircut. I always wondered what I looked like with short hair. Kenzie did her best to explain. "When we saved Christmas, we started an alternate timeline. This is the you that exists without Claus and Twinkle and all that happening." I admit it was weird, like really weird, but okay, I mean, I was used to hanging out with other versions of me by that point. Hey, let's knock back some nog. What do you say? Typical Pierce, or at least some nog-flavored Saints Flow. That sounds fucking gross. So we did, and we talked and laughed and shared our stories. While outside it started to snow, we gathered around the tree and sang carols until late that night. After everyone had left, I was snuggled in my bed. I heard footsteps on my roof. Okay, this is the trophy just popped. I'm sorry I hit the microphone, and this almost took me 10 minutes. I'm genuinely surprised. And I knew it wasn't the name brand sneakers of gang thugs, or the webbed feet of some alien race, or the thromping metal repulsors of a robo deer, but the pitter patter of hooves and the shiny boots of Saint Nick. Tomorrow morning I'd wake up and see what present Santa had delivered me. Whatever it was, I already had the only present I could ever ask for. The best Christmas ever. Bank. That's it. Simulation override. I don't know what that is, but I am curious as to what the hell these are. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Before I go there, I don't know why it takes so long to load this in. If it takes adventures, there are 8 more of these. Like I'm gonna probably check these out. I didn't check them out on the PS3. The letters to Santa, there were several. I'll pick 3 to read. Let's go. Pierce, Gat, and the Boss. You know I'm a man of few words and simple pleasures, so I'll get right to it. 1, a few cases of Saint Flow. I'm not picky about the flavor. I like them all. Oh, I know. Go for the variety packs. He owns... never mind. A copy of all my commercials I did back on Earth. I like to have them for my portfolio just in case we come across some intergalactic talent agency that's looking for a new up-and-coming on-screen actors. I know I'd kill it in outer space. A full set of high-end recording equipment. You know, preamps, microphones, vintage Stutter A180 reel-to-reel recorder, keyboards, etc. You think for being advanced alien technology, they'd have some good equipment, but serious, I think it should be seriously. This Vin stuff is crap. If anyone else asks for life-size Saints Flow can with arms and legs and stuff, do not get it for them. They just want to put it in my bunk while I sleep so I can wake up and freak the hell out. That's about it. I'm totally cool if I don't get in this stuff, so don't sweat it if you can't find the Saints Flow. But item 4 is a must. Seriously, that's just not cool. Pierce, Washington. Johnny Gat, bring me the following. 4 45 Fletcher heavy pistols, 2 9mm tactical pistols, 2 Deacon 12 gauge shotguns, a crate of SMGs, 2 crates of Shakalov AR rifles, 1 J7 rocket launcher with as many crates of ammo as you can find, 1 knife thrower, one knife thrower, 6 large knives, 2 small knives, 4 containers of hair gel. Gat. The bosses is actually kind of long if I'm not mistaken. You taught me more about the holiday spirit than I thought I could. About the holiday spirit than I ever thought possible. Thank you. I'm just new to this whole Christmas list thing, so bear with me. Whatever Pierce wants, it'll make him happy. I'm good with that. Whatever Shandi wants, I'm sure she has a reason, so probably worth letting her have it. Whatever Keith wants, he certainly worked to deserve it. That's good for him. Whatever Ben wants is probably stuff most of us would find boring, but if it makes him smile, and go for it. Whatever Kenzie wants, I'm sure it will benefit us all in the end, so I'm guessing we'd all like her to have it. Whatever Gat wants, give it to him. Trust me, it's easier that way. Whatever Asha wants, I'm sure she thinks is important and all, but make sure to throw in something nice and fun for her too. Maybe then she can relax a bit. Whatever Matt wants, I suppose it's okay to let him have. Just don't tell me what it is, and I'll probably be happier that way. Whatever Sid wants, I'd probably check to make sure it's safe first. He has some odd taste. As for me, a pony. That's the standard gift, first gift to ask for, right? Still full of holiday spirit, the boss. P.S. I'm sorry I was such a Grinch, whatever that means, as no one bothered to explain it to me yet, and said fuck Santa before. I didn't mean it. Well, I did mean it at the time, but now I don't. If you want to read the other ones, then get the game. Okay, so there's a... Okay, so I'm going to go into the simulation. And it seems like there might be filters that they put over the simulation. I don't fucking know. But I'm gonna fucking find out. Fucking find out. Fucking find out. Oh, it doesn't matter. Just take me through the next. This is gonna hurt my eyes, isn't it? Oh, this is going to hurt my eyes. What the heck? Okay. There is definitely something.
Life has been so crazy lately. I need a break.
Okay, yeah, there's definitely something. What did I put it on, Nick? It was like I'm supposed to be like, she's wearing an orange hoodie and an orange like bandana. The problem with this is that I have to go back into the ship to see, to see what the other options are. I can probably just go to the thing, but I don't fucking know. I doubt it. Yeah, so it doesn't affect what happens in the ship. It only affects what happens in the simulation. Which, again, isn't the worst. But the problem with that is... This is riveting content, I know it is. I don't know why it takes so long to log into the computer either. Simulation override. So what was it? Infrared? I think Rage would be red. Reunited is probably purple. Let's go with Nightmare. Alright. I could easily just make this like separate content and just like split all the pieces together. But I don't want to. This video is almost 14 minutes long. And it will be 14 minutes by the time I end it. Yes. Queen Slay. Also, like the trophy clip in there. Alright, this is at the Nightmare. Okay, that does, yeah.
At least she's confident.
Yeah, okay.
Government should give old people.
Alright, whatever. That's it. That's 100% of the trophies. Everything's locked up nice and tight. So back to Black Ops next week. Have fun. Peace. See ya.